Hello and welcome to GOA365 News Now. I'm Shivani Sangilkar and these are the headlines. Migrant workers park outside Shyama Prasad Stadium entrance, set up kitchen, beds and fans. Office goers and public stranded for hours after ferry's ram breaks off along Raibandar Sharao Road. IMD issues yellow alert for the state, weather to remain wet and muggy until the 11th. And now for the news in detail. A group of migrant workers have taken over the entrance of the Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Stadium. From gas cylinders and stoves to fan and mirrors, the group has made a full-fledged campsite outside the prestigious stadium. Why and for how long the group has been allowed to set up camp here is something yet to be ascertained. Here's Vincent Rosario with the story.
आता आमचो शामू प्रसाद स्टेडियम आणि हिंगा हे लेबर्स मायग्रंट्स लेबर्स हिंगा कामाक येयलेले आहा. सो ह्या कॉन्ट्रॅक्टरान हेका हिंगा कामाक काडल्या आनी हेका एकोमोडेशन बाय हिंगा कांय दिलेले ना आनी हे पळय हिंगा भायल्यान रांदून जेयता, भायल्यानूच हिंगा न्हिदता स्टेडियमान आणि हे तेंचे एकोमोडेशन आनी हे जाल्लें आहा शेल्टर. सो हिंगा तेंचे रांदपूय हिंगा जेवपूय पळय हिंगाच आहा सगळें. हे तुमी हिंगा आतां पळोवं येता पळय. सो ही आतां आमचे हेजी क्वॉलिटी ऑफ हे आनी हिंगा पळय तेंका हाडल्या काम करपाक आनी हे सगळें तेंचे एकोमोडेशन आनी हे सगळें पळय आतां हिंगा तेंका दिल्लेलें आहा. आता शामू प्रसाद स्टेडियम हांवें आतां त्या लेबरा कडेन कोणा कडेन विचारलें सुपरवायझरा कडेन हिंगा तुमी कित्याक येयले आनी अशें कशें कित्याक काय म्हण एकोमोडेशन हिंगा. ते म्हणटा फकत हिंगा भायलें काम करपाक आमकां हाडलेलें आहा कॉन्ट्रॅक्टरान आनी कॉन्ट्रॅक्टरान हें तेका एकोमोडेशन हें पळय हिंगा दिलेलें आहा. ते आतां अशें म्हणटा कॉन्ट्रॅक्टर कोण पंडीत म्हणून कॉन्ट्रॅक्टरान तेका हिंगा हाडल्या आनी तेका हिंगा अशी पळय सोडलेली आहा. सो आतां हे आतां कोण स्टेडियमान पळय कोण भितर सत्ता वो कितें तेका हें ब्युटिफिकेशन पूण अशें दिसता त्या प्रमाणे तेंचें न्हेसप हावप जेवप सगळें हिंगाच. सो तेंका हिंगा लागून तेणें आपणाचे मिरर बा सगळे पळय दवरलेले आहा. सो हिंगाच ते न्हेसप आनी सगळें हें करप म्हूण कळटा पळय. एमपी से और इधर क्यों आया है? काम करने के लिए कॉन्ट्रैक्टर ने बुलाया आपको? हाँ। और किधर काम करने के लिए? इधर अंदर काम करने के लिए. तो आपको रहने के लिए ये जगह दिया है?
हाँ, अंदर रूम दिया था लेकिन थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम होगा तो इसलिए बाहर आ गया.
हाँ हाँ. अभी कितना दिन बाहर है इधर? अभी
कितना दिन पता नहीं कितने दिन का काम है.
नहीं अभी कितना दिन आप इधर बाहर खाना पका रहा है?
अभी शाम कल से. हाँ.
सर इधर नाते बाते सब इधर ही?
नहीं,
अंदर नहाने के लिए जाता है, बाद में सोने के लिए इधर बाहर. तो आपको मच्छर कुछ खाता नहीं इधर?
मच्छर काटे तो क्या करे, किसको बताएगा?
तो किसको बताने वाला कोई नहीं है.
किसको दिखाएगा मच्छर काटेगा तो?
हाँ.
वो अपना प्रॉब्लम अपन सोचता रहता है, क्या करे, मच्छर ओढ़ना पड़ता है, तेरे लेकर है.
हाँ. सो आप लोग कितना लोग इधर है काम करने के लिए?
27 जन है.
27 जन है और सब लोग अंदर अभी भी काम करने का लिए.
Vincent Rosario, Subhashish Govekar and Sangeeta Oli for GOA365.
Students of the Goa College of Architecture have begun boycotting classes in protest against the college administration. Students charge that the administration has failed to update the GOA, a body governing architects in the country, over the rise in student admissions, leaving many students without a GOA allotment. Listen.
Our students had boycotted classes because of a problem we have with our COA enrollment numbers. Today as well, we have come together and boycotting classes because of the same issue. To give you all a small brief about what is actually happening,
Hi, good afternoon. So currently we are speaking from the Goa College of Architecture. So as you already know, architecture is a professional course. So we have a professional body that handles the regulations and systems around it pan-India. So for law you have the bar council, for medicine you have the medical board. Like that we architects and architecture students have the COA, that is the Council of Architecture. As soon as we join a professional college that is ours, we are supposed to be getting a COA enrollment number. So that recognizes us as architecture students. So after we graduate, after a 5-year degree, we use that number, and later that would smoothen our process of getting an architectural license to further practice in the real world. Without this, it becomes an impediment or a hindrance for us to apply for our license to design buildings and get into the field later. So what is the issue currently at GCA? In the year 2019-2020, the government had increased our capacity from 40 students to 50 students. That is increasing it by 10 students. But this same wasn't conveyed to the COA. So currently, we are a college that is recognized to have only 40 seats in each class. So that brings us under the impression that we don't have 10 extra students. So currently, we've come under this whole issue of 10 plus students in each class not having a COA number. And this is a very strong issue because currently we have 5th years who would just be graduating in another few months. And when they step into the real world, they'll be just left hanging like that. So we are currently in the fear that all our students, so now that forms 20% of our college who don't have COA numbers at all. And we being the only college in Goa, it's a big shame for us not to have this. And now looking into this, it's our administration's issue, and they need to be raising it up at the higher level. It is all doable. What we demand is that it should be fastened. And to be very honest, this should have been done in the year 2019 onwards, 2019-2020 batch onwards. So currently, we as students have come together and we've been trying to raise this issue to our administration for quite some time. We had spoken to them last Wednesday to get all the documents sorted, place it before us, have some transparency on how this is going to be taken up and above in the higher levels. So yes, we've been demanding for that.
Surprisingly, students say that some senior administrative faculties have advised them to use COA numbers of other architects in order to sign off on projects. Listen.
We have just been getting verbal promises from our administration. We need written promises and with their signature being given and saying that this job will be done in so and so timeline. We have students passing out in March. If they don't get their enrollment number, they cannot apply for a license to get their registration number under the COA, and they will not be able to practice. Our administration has even gone to the extent of saying that we can use other students and other alumni's numbers to practice instead of our own. And this cannot be done.
And that is completely illegal. We have an act under architecture regulation body that states that after we graduate, we all need to have our own architectural practicing number. So for example, when we build a building, we sign over there because we are official architects. Now we have gotten this quote from one of the higher authorities in administration saying that it's fine if you don't have a number. Once you graduate, why don't you all use the number of another architect? And that is highly unprofessional. That's actually against law. You can be jailed for things like that.
According to students, the college has also failed to provide a host of other facilities such as drinking water and proper toilets. Listen.
We'd like to bring up a lot of other problems that have been going through in our college. When it comes to infrastructure, there's not been any basic amenities such as water and electricity for a continuous period of time in the last 5 years. Ever since I was there in first year, I'm a 5th year student right now. The basic providing of drinking water has not been available to students, as well as improper toilets for females. Our male toilets are completely not usable, as well as there are plug points in every single class that have electricity surges, and students are getting a shock from touching these plug points. Other things, as now the COA sends a few people to inspect our college every year. There have been 2 inspections in the last 5 years because we had COVID in between. Now these inspectors that came a week prior to this, only then there have been a few touch-ups like painting, as well as electricity and water has been provided and repaired just before this inspections itself, and nothing has been working year round. Other issues is like we have a few years back the administration has appointed a faculty who is mentally disabled, and she has been causing also a lot of problems in our college. So that issue we have continuously raised towards our administration, but nothing has been done so far. there have been students in debt for the last 5 years when it comes to reimbursement, when it comes to college events as well as class tours and other activities being done in our college.
Dylan Roderick, Subhashish Govekar and Omkar Deshprabhu for Goa 365.
We will take a short break. Stay with us. Welcome back. Much like last year, commotion and chaos prevailed outside CCP's office as hundreds of vendors turned up to avail forms for the annual Ashtami Fair. But with the number of stalls being reduced and prices hiked, many vendors were understandingly upset. Here's more.
About 800 people had gathered outside the CCP building hoping to get a chance to set up a stall for the Ashtami Fair. However, much to the shock, the fees were 5 times higher than last year's 5,760 rupees.
आता लोका राज्य लोका बायलांक हांगा न्ही जायता ते फक्त आधार कार्ड तेंच्या हातीन दिता लायनीन फॉर्मा खातीर तांकां 5,000 दिवन लोकांक रातची बायलांक न्ही जायला आसा
ते आता म्हणटा की पैसे आता दिवपा जाय 27,000 आता दिवपा जाय हाय सांगता ते लायनी लागता म्हणल्यार
आता 27,500 रुपये दिवन आमी कोणच्यान हाडटाली आता आमकां तर पयलीं फॉर्म दिया आनी उमके डिसिजन घेया तुमी बाबा आमी 6,000 फारीक केले तुमी 12,000 फारीक करा 10,000 फारीक करा 15,000 हे कितें डबल टिबल म्हणजे खंयच्यान हाडटा तुमच्या
5,760
5,760 रुपये गेल्या वर्सा घेतले आसा मेहीर आमचो काय बरें लायनीन धरून कितले लोपडे जाले आमकां नंबर घालून नंबर चेंज करून गोंयची पुलिसान पासून आमकां सपोर्ट करून लायनीन धरून आमकां गेल्या वर्सा स्टॉल दिला आसा 5,760 रुपया आतां मेहिरान समजून आमकां हे वर्सा गोकुलाष्टमी म्हणून कितें वडोवन दिवची 27,500 म्हणजे आमी एक मनीस पासून कोण दुकान लावपाना
तुमचा डिमांड कितें आसा
आमचे डिमांड कितें पयलीं कितले 5,660 रुपया आसा ते प्रमाणे कितें वाडोवची तुमी समजून आमी डबल टेबल पयशे भरपाची न्ही आमी कोण भरलेले आहा पळय ती पासून आमकां 8 दीस फेरी दिले पासून कोता येता 5 दिसा पासून कोता येता.
Many of the vendors had even begun lining up the night before. They say no information was provided about the hike and were expected to pay the hefty sum in one go.
दुकान वाले को पूछो ऐसे रोड पे सो रहे हम लोग ऐसे आके कम से कम हमारा जगह पे हमारे बाप 5 साल बिठाए वैसे 8 साल का रसीद
गेल्या वर्सा 5,760 रुपये घेतले आसा ते हिशोबान मेहिरान समजून आमकां कितें वाडून परत आमची जागा आमकां दिवची गेल्या वर्सा कोणाची रेसीट आहा ते प्रमाणे तांकां पयलीं दिवपा जाय ते बाकीचे लोकांक तुमी कशें तुमी हँडल करता तुमच्या हातीन आहा ते सगळे साहेबान बी आमकां मातशें हेल्प केलो आसा जायते लोक हांगा भायले लोक येवन हांगा नाका जाल्यार ती बांदगडी करता साहेबाक मातशें एक्शन दिवपा पडटा मागीर लाठी चार्ज करपा पडटा हे सगळे भाशा येसना कोणाक बी हांगा ताका लागून आमकां कितें जागो दिवपाचें आसा दिया नाजाल्यार तुमी कॅन्सल म्हणटा आमी वयता नोटीस पासून लावून
पैसा लगेगा लेडीज में कोई मीडिया में नहीं आता लेडीज खाना करके खाया हम किधर जाएगा हमारा कोरोना रसीद हमको बिठा उधर मीडिया ऐसा क्या बोला कल फॉर्म देगा तो फॉर्म देना मांगते हमारे फॉर्म अगले साल क्या है फॉर्म है पहले का बोला कि गया साल का फॉर्म चलेगा तो गया साल का फॉर्म चलाना मांगते हैं बोला साहब 24,000 का पैसे का फॉर्म ले लेके 1,000 का कॉपी और पैसा भर कर लोग को जगह दे रहा है ये फॉर्म वाले को नहीं दे रहा इतना पैसा लेकर तुम भर के लेके जाओ
इस पे पैसा भरा था
अगले साल का ये अगले साल हम लोग 5,500 भरा 7,000 लोग हमारा इतना होएगा दूसरे लोग आ रहा 17,000 दे रहा 1,000 का कॉपी लेना और पैसा भर के उसको जगह दे रहा और बाकी का लोग किधर से आएगा हमारे पास पूरा रसीद है नहीं तो कैंसिल कर डालो ना
CCP Mayor Rohit Monserrat, however, claims there were no hitches in the process today and all chaos was because of the number of people who had gathered. Monserrat, who says the CCP was strictly adhering to the first come first serve mode, also added that preference was being given to local vendors.
I actually want to do their business here and not resellers are sitting here and they will get their...
How is the process this time done?
The process is smooth, there is no issue, there are no
To
problems.
see that the forms are not being sold outside once you take
No,
the
not, you all can see, no, there's nothing that's happening here. We don't want any issues and all. Everything everything has been handled perfectly well. That is stopped now. You will not see a single agent that will be selling of those forms or whatever it is. Everything is
डिमांड लास्ट इयर 5,000 असलो आणि आता 27,000 गेलो सो
people used to buy forms for 5,000 and sell it to other people for 15,000-20,000. Those, so basically somebody used to pocket. There were middlemen used to pocket 15,000-20,000 rupees. That is now not happening. At least genuine people are getting the forms and all now. No? And that area after the ferry is a mess. CCB spent 5 days cleaning that entire area for 1,000 rupees per stall. It is not feasible for us also now.
So how many stalls this time we have?
There are 400 stalls, but now there are problem is there are excess amount of vendors now. We cannot accommodate 800-900 people. It is not possible. So we are doing the best we can to accommodate genuine people who have businesses that they want to run. Because there are so, if you go 400 stall, 800 people, everybody wants a stall. No, it's logical. There is no what else. We cannot accommodate that many people. Some for some they will go up. They will fill in the forms and details. We are taking all cash, whatever they
So
want.
they are not allowed to take form outside.
No, nobody. They are filling all the details here only. There is nothing like that. They will have their IDs displayed at this thing. This year will be very strict. There will be no encroachment onto footpath. Last time used to come and block everything. This time our municipality staff will be going on and we are removing everything now that is not. See, our preference is always to the locals. We have the first stalls and all that are giving preference to locals. All the furniture people are all locals only. We have given them preferential treatment only to our locals first. The rest of the stalls will be distributed.
Dylan Roderick, Shrishtiya Tanekar and Nikhil Jalmi for Goa 365.
Office goers and general public were stranded on a ferry after its ramp broke down on the Raibandar-Sharaut route. The ferry was literally on its last legs and was supposed to be replaced.
A Chorao-Ribandar ferry boat on Tuesday was left stranded at Chorao after its ramp broke off. The people on board were stuck for hours before another ferry boat and even canoes were used to rescue the stranded passengers. The incident has left people questioning whether the incident could have been averted if the old ferry boat was replaced. Manish Parab and Omkar Deshprabhu for Goa 365.
We will take a short break. Stay with us. Now for some news about the weather. A yellow alert is issued for the rest of this week with IMD warning of heavy rains throughout. The weather is forecast to remain wet and muggy until at least the 11th, but we may see only light showers post Saturday. Here's more.
Tuesday was quite a dry day, but storm clouds expected to bring rain in the next few days were well overhead. IMD's forecast indicates that although rainfall will increase, temperatures won't drop too much. Officials have predicted a high of 30 and a low of 25 on Wednesday, barely a degree difference from values recorded on Tuesday. While the coast deals with bad weather this week, boat owners will enjoy fair weather out at sea. There is no rough sea alert, so boat owners are in the clear to head out to sea. IMD predicts heavy rains over Goa 6th onwards. Yellow alert warning issued until the 9th. Windy conditions expected to prevail. Maximum and minimum temperatures 30 degrees Celsius and 25 degrees Celsius respectively. No weather warnings issued for boat owners. Bureau Report, Goa 365 with inputs from IMD.
And with that, we have come to the end of this news bulletin. For more news and update, log on to our website www.goa365.tv. Follow us on Facebook and YouTube Goa365 TV. Take care, stay safe and keep watching Goa 365.